My name is Melissa Gonzalez, and I'm the owner of Vintanthro Modern Vintage in Westville, New Haven. Vintanthro started about 10 years ago, doing pop-ups around the city. We also had Connecticut's first traveling vintage shop called the Vintanthro Mobile. We'd go to farmers markets, outdoor events, concerts, just any place that needed a novel vintage shopping experience. I am actually a high school art teacher, but I've been a collector of vintage since I was in high school myself. So it was just sort of a natural thing for me, vintage shopping, to then turn that into a business. My collection grew to a size that I couldn't contain it anymore, so I started selling online and in pop-ups. And I befriended another vintage seller in the city who gave me an opportunity to sell things out of her shop. Always, even when I was a kid, I would go to flea markets and thrift stores and just shop and find really cool and interesting things. Definitely the shopping, estate sales, thrifting, private buying appointments are really exciting. It's really fun to walk into an environment and not know what you're gonna find. And it's also fun to see that same excitement on people's faces when they are sort of confronted with the thing that you found and that they love too. That's definitely the most fun part. There have definitely been some pretty interesting items that I found over the years that stand out to me. Found an Hermes scarf in Goodwill several years ago, Tiffany inkwell, and some pretty rare and collectible items. Found a late 70s, early 80s Toad's Place satin jacket. As you know, Toad's Place is a New Haven staple. Just the things that always stand out in my mind are those things that are so rare and collectible that they almost take your breath away when you find them out in the wild. Being from a large city like Chicago has really made me appreciate the neighborhoods of New Haven. As a vintage shop owner in New Haven, I found that there are places in New Haven that are very responsive to vintage. And in fact, in the past few years, New Haven has sort of become a destination for vintage shoppers, much like large cities like Chicago, New York, and Boston. People are day tripping here and looking for things to do, and vintage shopping and thrifting is definitely on the top of that list for a lot of people. So I think just being in a place where people like to come and hang out and stroll and walk around is sort of what makes New Haven awesome and very similar to larger cities. So Vintanthro, since its beginning, has always been about everyday wearable vintage. We don't have a lot of costume, but we do have things that can sort of be mixed and matched into a wardrobe that will sort of give it a uniqueness that you really can't find buying from fast fashion or big box stores. About a year ago, we expanded our store to include more furniture and houseware, so we're really excited about that. We really love sort of mid-century and quirky home decor, and that's a really nice accompaniment to some of the vintage clothing that we carry. Vintanthro has had a lot of opportunity to participate in community events. We started 10 years ago, and back then there was the East Rock Street Festival, Arts and Ideas we've participated in, Westville's Art Walk. We just try to be wherever the people are. We don't really do as many street fairs as we used to because we're so well established in our brick and mortar here in Westville, but any opportunity we get to sort of go out into the community and vend with other like-minded businesses, we love to do that. People can find more information about us primarily through Instagram. We also have a website at vintanthromodern.com where we carry a lot of our more rare and collectible pieces. But the best place to find out more about us is just to take a trip to Westville and walk around the village and visit us and some of the other stores that are here.